Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're here to, well, really unpack source material, connect the dots, and pull out the insights that matter for you. Today we're tackling something loads of property owners grapple with. How do you make your short-term rental a consistent earner? Not just a seasonal hit or miss. So our source for this deep dive is basically an expert guide on STR management strategies. It's pretty comprehensive, like a playbook.
Yeah.
And yeah, the examples might draw from specific contexts, but the core ideas, they're universal, designed to make any rental anywhere just, well, more profitable.
Exactly. The mission here really is to get past just crossing your fingers and hoping for bookings. We want to distill what makes a rental successful, smart planning, dynamic pricing that actually works, and creating, genuinely great guest experiences. It's about turning that potential into reliable success.
Okay, let's dig in. The guide kicks off with occupancy rates. Now, most people get what that is, but what's the key to actually optimizing it, especially thinking about those seasonal swings?
Right, so occupancy rate % of nights booked, simple enough. But the real strategy is in managing it actively. The guide really hammers home understanding your property's unique seasonal rhythm. Summer might be peak, sure, but don't ignore the shoulder seasons, spring, autumn. They're often untapped potential.
Failed lines, you said.
Yeah, potentially. You might not hit peak summer prices, but you can definitely achieve high occupancy. The guide suggests focusing on things like cultural tourism then. Think local festivals, maybe archaeological sites, authentic experiences. You could create special packages, maybe even partner with local businesses nearby. It's about attracting a slightly different crowd, maybe less price sensitive, smoothing out that revenue through the year.
Okay, that flows nicely into amenities. We know people want Wi-Fi, obviously. But what amenities does this guide say really move the needle? The ones that let you justify a higher rate?
Yeah. This is where smart investment really counts. It's not just having Wi-Fi, it's the speed and reliability. The guide actually points out that places with proven high-speed internet, they can see maybe a 10-15% bump in bookings just from digital nomads, and they often stay longer off-peak.
Interesting.
And, AC in warmer areas. Non-negotiable. That can literally be the deciding factor.
Right.
Beyond those basics, outdoor spaces, balconies, terraces, huge appeal. If you're coastal, definitely highlight being near the beach. Maybe provide beach towels, basic gear. It adds real value. These aren't just extras, they actively drive bookings. Oh, and kitchens. Well-equipped kitchens encourage those longer stays, which cuts down your cleaning costs, stabilizes income. It all adds up.
So the place looks great, maybe attracting longer stays. But pricing, that's key.
Yeah.
The guide talks a lot about dynamic pricing. Sounds a bit technical, maybe?
It's pretty essential, honestly, especially in markets where tourism fluctuates. It just means adjusting rates based on real-time demand, not just setting and forgetting. Think local events, as big festivals, sporting things, even major local news can shift demand. The guide suggests these can justify maybe a 20-30% price bump that people will pay because they're there for that event.
Okay, so it's reacting to opportunity.
Exactly. And it means you have to keep an eye on your competition. Not just their price, but, property type, size, location, amenities, even the review scores. It's about staying competitive, but not undercharging.
Which brings up a point. Can tech handle all this, all these pricing tools? Or do you still need that human touch, that local knowledge? What does the guide say?
That's a really good question. The automated tools, they're great for the day-to-day adjustments, catching broad market trends, very helpful. But they often miss the really local stuff, like a specific local holiday, maybe an unadvertised community fair, sudden road closures, things an algorithm just won't know about.
Okay.
That's where the human expert, someone who knows the area, comes in. They spot those nuances, those hidden opportunities that tech alone would probably miss.
Right, okay. Now, for tracking how you're actually doing,
Yeah.
RevPay. The guide highlights this metric. It seems like it's more than just occupancy or the nightly rate alone.
Absolutely. RevPay, revenue per available room, it's kind of your ultimate metric because it combines both your average daily rate, ADR, and your occupancy.
Okay.
You could be full, but cheap, or expensive, but empty. Neither is ideal. RevPAR shows the real financial picture. Boosting it means balancing both sides.
So how do you do that, according to the guide?
Well, several ways. First, targeted property upgrades. Not just random stuff, but things guests really value and that justify a higher rate. Think quality beds, modern bathrooms, good kitchens. If you're coastal, maybe an outdoor shower, a really nice sea view terrace, things with high perceived value.
Makes sense. What else?
Second, professional photos. Seriously, the guide mentions listings with pro photos can get way more clicks, maybe even seem like they're worth up to 20% more, just based on how good they look.
Wow, okay. Photos matter.
They really do.
Yeah.
And third, weaving in local experiences, partnering up with local businesses, maybe a discount at a good taverna, a deal with a boat tour guy. It adds value beyond just the room. Oh, and minimum stays, especially in peak season. A 3 or 4 night minimum cuts down turnover costs a lot, which definitely helps Rev PR.
That connects to the guest experience and reputation. The guide links reputation directly to revenue. Obvious, maybe, but what's the deeper connection there? How damaging is one bad review, really?
It's more direct than you might think. In competitive spots, a great reputation means you show up higher in searches. That lets you command those premium rates.
Uh-huh.
A single, unexpected bad review, it can seriously dent that, push you down the rankings, and scare off future bookings. It can undo a lot of good work.
So how do you protect that reputation?
Transparency is key, the guide emphasizes. Be super clear in your listing. Exact distances, parking info, noise levels, AC costs, manage expectations up front. No surprises.
Right. Avoid disappointment.
Exactly. And then communication, professional, proactive messages, pre-arrival info, checking in during the stay, follow-up afterwards. It builds trust. People appreciate it.
And this idea of local expertise enhancing the experience, how does that play out in practice? More than just giving directions, you mean?
Oh, definitely. It's about turning a simple stay into something memorable. Instead of the obvious tourist spot, maybe you recommend that amazing little hidden restaurant only locals know.
Ah, the insider tips.
Yeah, or tips for avoiding crowds, real local bus schedules, maybe even sketching out a day trip based on what they like. That's the stuff people remember and talk about in reviews.
And when things go wrong. Because they sometimes do.
Swift, empathetic resolution is crucial. The guide stresses having reliable local plumbers, electricians, etc. on call. Fixing a problem quickly and professionally, that often turns a potential negative into a glowing review about how well you handled it.
Okay, so beyond the listing platforms, how should owners market their places effectively? Stand out from the crowd.
Good question. Digital marketing and partnerships are key. On social media, it's not just room pics. Show off the sunset view, local festivals, maybe share guest photos with permission, of course. Tell a story.
Make it appealing.
Yeah. And then those local partnerships. A discount at a nearby cafe, packaging a stay with a local tour operator, cross-promoting with, say, a dive shop. It helps guests, helps the local economy, and gets your property more exposure.
Mm-hmm.
And don't forget direct bookings. The guide really pushes incentivizing guests to book directly with you. Offer a slightly better rate, maybe a welcome basket with local goodies, flexible cancellation, early check-in, something to make it worth their while to skip the big platforms.
Saves on commission fees, too.
Exactly. You own that customer relationship then.
Now, shifting gears slightly, sustainability. The source mentions eco-conscious practices. Is that just, a trend, or does it actually attract guests?
It's definitely more than a trend now. It's becoming an expectation for a lot of travelers. And it's also just smart business. Implementing things like low-flow shower heads, encouraging guests to reuse towels, maybe highlighting local recycling efforts. It resonates with eco-minded guests. Plus, it lowers your utility bill.
Win-win.
Pretty much. Energy efficiency, too. LEDs, smart thermostats you can control remotely. Maybe solar water heating, if it makes sense, and local sourcing, like that welcome basket idea with local produce or pointing guests towards farmers markets. It shows you care, looks good, and often saves money.
Okay, and what about technology? How can owners use tech to get an edge?
Tech is moving fast in this space. Smart home features are becoming huge. Keyless entry so much smoother for check-in. Smart thermostats for energy saving and guest comfort. Even Wi-Fi mesh systems for strong signal everywhere.
Convenience and security.
Right. And automation for communication. Those automated welcome messages, mid-stay check-ins, review requests, they ensure consistency without you having to do it all manually. Saves a ton of time.
I can see that.
And if you have multiple properties, good property management software is almost essential now. It handles bookings from different sites, helps with pricing, schedules cleaning, tracks finances.
Yeah.
It streamlines everything, lets you scale up.
It really sounds like this is far from a set it and forget it kind of venture. How do the really successful owners adapt to the seasons? demand changes so much.
Constant adaptation is the name of the game. The guide lays out distinct seasonal strategies. Summer peak, that's June, September usually. Focus on premium pricing, enforce minimum stays, make sure beach gear or AC is top-notch. Maximize revenue while demand is high. Quick turnovers.
Okay.
Shoulder seasons. April, May, October, November. Price more competitively. Target those cultural tourists we talked about. Maybe offer packages. Longer stay deals for digital nomads work well here too. Fill the gaps.
Right, different focus.
Yeah. And then winter, December, March, might mean significant discounts for long-term stays, maybe targeting domestic travelers or people visiting family. Focus shifts to cozy indoor amenities. Perhaps market to business travelers if that fits your area. It's about finding whoever is traveling then.
That makes sense. Different strategies at different times. So bringing it all together, the bottom line, how do owners track performance properly and manage the money side to stay profitable?
Financial discipline is crucial. The guide lists key performance indicators, KPIs you absolutely have to track. Your occupancy rate aiming for maybe 75, 85% in peak, 40, 60% off season, depending on your market. Your average daily rate compared to competitors, Rev PR, you want to see that growing steadily. And guest satisfaction, keep those review scores high, ideally above 4.5 stars. Also, track your direct booking percentage, aim to increase that over time.
And controlling costs.
Hugely important. Regularly review cleaning contracts, buy supplies in bulk where possible, really push those energy-saving measures, and do preventative maintenance to avoid big, expensive surprises. And think about diversifying revenue. Beyond the nightly rate, can you offer airport pickups, sell local experience packages, pre-stock groceries for a fee, little extras add up.
Right.
And, for some owners, the guide points out the value of professional management. Getting that local expertise, 24/7 support, quality control, pricing optimization, it can be worth it for the peace of mind and potentially better returns.
Wow. Okay. That really covers a lot. It feels like maximizing STR revenue is this intricate blend. You need that deep local knowledge, smart pricing, amazing guest service, and solid management. And like you said, these aren't just random tips. They work together. Seems like they'd apply pretty much anywhere someone's running a rental.
Absolutely. The evidence really backs it up. When you invest strategically in the property, in the guest experience, in smart management, whether you're DIY or hire, it genuinely pays off. You get more bookings, you can charge better rates, and you build that strong reputation, which is just invaluable in this business.
So I guess the takeaway is running a successful short-term rental, not really passive income, is it? It's active, it's strategic, you got to be adaptable. For you listening in, maybe think about what's the one strategy from all this that you could explore further, whether you own a rental or you're just curious. Thanks for joining us on the Deep Dive today. And hey, if you've got sources you think we should tackle, let us know. We might just do a deep dive on them next time.